Hi, everyone. As you continue to explore different topics in marketing, you may be surprised to find how many of these ideas seem to show up all around you in everyday life. And that's a good thing. It means you're learning and paying attention. Follow along as we continue our exploration of these various marketing topics. Now we move into strategy. Marketing is not just about reaching customers, it is about choosing the right customers. This starts with segmentation and targeting. Then we move into differentiation and positioning. This, we will discover, is where companies define how they create value. There are four major steps in designing a customer-driven marketing strategy. In the first two steps, the company selects the customers that it will serve. Market segmentation involves dividing a market into smaller segments of buyers with distinct needs, characteristics, or behaviors that might require separate marketing strategies or mixes. Market targeting, or simply targeting, consists of evaluating each market segment's attractiveness and selecting one or more market segments to enter. In the final two steps, the company decides on a value proposition. Differentiation involves actually differentiating the firm's market offering to create superior customer value. Positioning consists of arranging for a market offering to occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to competing products in the minds of target consumers. For segmentation to work, it must meet certain criteria. To be useful, the size, purchasing power, and profiles of market segments must be measurable. The market segments must also be accessible, meaning they can be effectively reached and served. Market segments should also be substantial, large or profitable enough to serve. They should be differentiable, which means they are conceptually distinguishable and they respond differently to different marketing mix elements and programs. Finally, the segments should be actionable, which means that effective programs can be designed for attracting and serving these segments. If it does not meet all of these standards, segmentation will not be useful. Beyond deciding which segments of the market it will target, a company must decide on a value proposition, how it will create differentiated value for targeted segments, and what positions it wants to occupy in those segments. A product position is the way a product is defined by consumers on important attributes, the place the product occupies in consumers' minds relative to competing products. Placing a brand in a specific category suggests similarities that it might share with other products in that category. But the case for the brand's superiority is made on its points of difference. A positioning statement refers to a statement that summarizes a company or brand positioning using the form shown here. To specific target segment and need, our brand is, insert concept here, that, and now describe the point of difference. Let's take a look at an example using the popular digital information management application Evernote. A positioning statement refers to a statement that summarizes a company or brand positioning using the form we discussed in the previous slide. Here is an example using the popular digital information management application Evernote. To busy multitaskers who need help remembering things, Evernote is a digital content management application that makes it easy to capture and remember moments and ideas from your everyday life using your computer, phone, tablet, and the web. Notice how clearly it defines the target audience, the need, and the value offered. This is exactly the kind of thinking you will also apply in your final project for this course. Be sure to use this exact format to develop a positioning statement as part of your project. Let's shift to products and services. A product, of course, is anything that satisfies a consumer need. A service is intangible. It is an experience rather than a physical item. Understanding this distinction is key to marketing effectively. A product is anything that can be offered to a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption that might satisfy a want or a need. Broadly defined, products include services, events, persons, places, organizations, and ideas, or a mixture of these. Services are a form of product that consists of activities, benefits, or satisfactions offered for sale that are essentially intangible and do not result in the ownership of anything. Products and services fall into two broad classes based on the types of consumers who use them: consumer products and industrial products. Consumer products are bought by final consumers for personal consumption. Consumer products include convenience products, shipping products, specialty products, and unsought products. These products differ in the ways consumers buy them and therefore in how they are marketed. We'll explore this in more detail in a moment. Industrial products are those products purchased for further processing or for use in conducting a business. The three groups of industrial products and services are materials and parts, capital items, and supplies and services. Materials and parts include raw materials as well as manufactured materials and parts. Raw materials consist of farm products and other natural products. Manufactured materials and parts consist of component materials and parts that are later assembled. Capital items are industrial products that aid in the buyer's production or operations, including installations and accessory equipment. Installations consist of major purchases such as buildings and fixed equipment. The final group of industrial products is supplies and services. Supplies include operating supplies as well as repair and maintenance items. Supplies are the convenience products of the industrial field because they are usually purchased with a minimum of effort or comparison. Convenience products are purchased frequently with little thought. Shopping products involve more effort as well as comparison. These differences shape pricing, distribution, and promotion strategies. A product line is a group of products that are closely related because they function in a similar manner, are sold to the same customer groups, are marketed through the same types of outlets, or they fall within given price ranges. For example, Nike produces several lines of athletic shoes and apparel. The major product line decision involves product line length, which is the number of items in the product line. A company can expand its product line in two ways: line filling and line stretching. Line filling involves adding more items within the present range of the line. There are several reasons for product line filling. These reasons include reaching for extra profits, satisfying dealers, using excess capacity, being the leading full-line company, and plugging holes to keep out competitors. Line stretching occurs when a company lengthens its product line beyond its current range. The company can stretch its line downward, upward, or in both directions. A reason for downward product line stretching is to plug a market hole that would attract a potential competitor. The reason for upward product line stretching is to add prestige to the current product. This figure depicts the 4 special service characteristics a company must consider when designing marketing programs: intangibility, inseparability, variability, and perishability. Service intangibility means that services cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before they are bought. To reduce uncertainty, buyers look for signals of service quality. They draw conclusions about quality from the place, people, price, equipment, and communications that they can see. Service inseparability means that services cannot be separated from their providers, whether the providers are people or machines. Customer co-production makes provider-customer interaction a special feature of services marketing. Both the provider and the customer affect the service outcome. Service variability means that the quality of services depends on who provides them, as well as when, where, and how they are provided. For example, within a Marriott hotel, one registration counter employee may be cheerful and efficient, whereas another, standing just a few feet away, may be grumpy and slow. Service perishability means that services cannot be stored for later sale or use. Some doctors, for example, charge patients for missed appointments because the service value existed only at that point and disappeared when the patient did not show up. Let's discuss the next aspect of your final project, which is due in week 4. We continue our exploration of the 4 P's. This time, we focus on place. Now, let's take a closer look at one of the most underestimated elements of the marketing mix: place. When students first see this term, they often think it simply means location, a store, a website, maybe a shelf in a retail aisle. But in marketing, place is much broader and much more strategic than that. Place is all about getting the right product to the right customer, in the right place, at the right time, in the right quantity, and in the right condition. That sentence may sound simple, but it captures a complex system working behind the scenes. Think about it this way. You could have an outstanding product and a competitive price, but if customers cannot easily find it, access it, or receive it when they need it, the entire strategy falls apart. So when we talk about place, we are really talking about distribution strategy. This includes decisions about where your product will be available. Will it be sold online, in physical stores, through wholesalers, or directly to consumers? It also includes logistics. how the product is stored, managed, and transported. For example, consider a company like Amazon. Their success is not just about what they sell. It is about how efficiently they move products through warehouses and deliver them quickly to customers' doorsteps. That is place in action. Or think about a luxury brand. They may intentionally limit where their products are sold to maintain exclusivity. This is also a strategic decision about place. As you work on your final project, think very carefully about this. Do not simply state where your product is sold. Explain why you chose the particular distribution channels. How does your approach make it easier, faster, or more appealing for your target customer to obtain your product? Just as importantly, how does your distribution strategy support your overall brand positioning? In the end, place is not just about movement. It is about access, convenience, and delivering value exactly when and where your customer expects it. That brings us to the end of this session. I hope this gave you not simply information, but perspective as well. Marketing is not about guessing. It is very much about understanding. And the more we understand our customer, the more effective we can be.